We on? Mic's on? All right, here we go. Chaska Chan versus Edina 12A hockey. Braemar Hockey Day, Minnesota. That doesn't get the girls a little fired up. I don't know what will, but maybe a contest that's going to dictate on where they land going into districts might give them an extra boost. Hermantown ending Matamidi today. Hill Murray, White Bear Lake tied as I talk. I'm fired up. I listened to a little guerrilla radio by Rage Against the Machine on the way over to Braemar. So you folks at home don't know that song, look it up. 1999 Rage. Fitzgerald on the draw. You're going to have Sauter to her right. Morgan coming out on her left. We're going to have Sweetster and Williamson back at the point. Now Chaska is going to look at this game as a game where it means a little something to get them jump-started as they go into districts. Have not had the success Edina's had as Morgan peels her off the puck. Looking for centering pass. Fitzgerald fighting near the paint, and that just goes through to the near board. Sweetster on a deep pinch. Taylor let me know that they were going to put a better emphasis on pinching deep. Sweetster does there. Chaska now with an opportunity shot. Hitting in a face mask, and that pops to Fitzgerald as she looks to circle back behind Weary. Morgan peels it off the boards. Momentarily bumped off the puck. Fitzgerald's over there to bail her out. Fitzgerald going to take another chance to try to get it up. Drops it for Williamson. Williamson now collecting it in the corner. Taking out the puck. Chaska comes in off a change, tries to get it deep. Fitzgerald now getting out of his zone. Fitzgerald hard into the boards, and we're going to have a first no call of the day. And Fitzgerald's a little slow getting up, and she got rolling the boards there pretty hard. That should have been a call. It might have been a knee or a hip, hopefully not the head. Have to keep an eye on that. You know, things happen a little faster in the beginning of the game. I think it might have caught the official off guard as shoot throws one on net, and it's a deep stab at it, and Heinen was there to try to throw it home as well. Heinmiller on her horse early. As I was saying, the officials probably just caught off on guard a little bit. Maybe weren't prepared to make that type of calls. The official is going back, but Chaska getting away with one early. Sweetster now on her horse, has to play the puck. She misplayed a bit.
Get it out. Oh my God.
Halfrich now trying to get it out. Excuse me, that was Halfrich. Heinmiller now collecting. Heinmiller trying to create some space in her own zone. Trying to get it over to Heinen. Heinen off the boards to herself. 2-on-1. Heinen Hoffman. Shot. Submet comes up big as she was positioned squared up to the play nice, and that puck fortuitously bounces to Chaska as they're able to get an exit. Shoot now trying to grab the puck. Over to Nelson. Nelson now trying to get it over to Hoffman. That's intercepted. That's going to spit out Weary. She escorts that back behind the net. Nelson up to Forster. Forster touches that out of the zone. Chaska regrouping, playing with the puck a bit. Hoffman does a nice job of intercepting that. Wins that neutral ice battle. Chaska trying to throw it back the other way. Forster back to Nelson. Nelson over to Heinen. Heinen now has Forster if she wants her. She decides to dump it so she can get off, and McGarvey coming on. Forster into the corner, centering pass, nobody home as Edina's getting some fresh legs on the ice. Sweetster with a nice play to back that hand into the corner. Sweetster on a deep pinch, back-to-back deep pinches by Sweetster. One of the more coachable kids on the ice. Chaska now into the zone. Nelson sticks her off the puck. Weary watches that go back behind the crease. Chaska picks up, centering pass, deflected off McGarvey's stick. Held by Chaska. Sweetster now gathering into the corner. Sweetster now fighting off two. McGarvey comes over to help her out. Punches the puck into the corner deeper. McGarvey now trying to punch it up the boards, and that just gets past the Chaska D, and McGarvey's going to put some pressure on it. She's on her horse. McGarvey all over the Chaska on a forecheck. She decides to get off, gassed a bit, picked off. Sauter, she sticked off the puck. Chaska now trying to get it to neutral ice. Fitzgerald, good to see her back on the ice as she hobbled off moments ago. Chaska now with some speed coming across into the zone. Forced wide, shot, nice play by Halpert to get a stick on it to wipe away the threat as that barely reached Weary. Sauter trying to find Morgan. Morgan trying to wipe that up with the ice, and Sauter now able to grab entering the zone with Morgan into the slot. Morgan now has some time, Gets over to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald now looking back to Sweetser. Drops it off to Williamson, Williamson, that shot's deflected, and Chaska's going to have an opportunity to come back the other way. Chaska dumps into the corner. Williamson gets there first. Shoves that up to Morgan. Morgan now trying to go back behind Weary. Has Sauter. Gets into center ice and trip, and that one they will call. And Edina will go on a power play with 11:46 in the first period. No real fireworks yet. Chaska's had a couple soft shots. Edina the same. Tried to keep this energy up. Edina came out flying a little bit. Meeting before the game. I'm sure the coaches have these girls engaged, ready to compete at a high level, which is always the case as Chaska grabs into the corner, trying to get around Carter. They get it up the far boards, and that's a great pinch by Sauter to disrupt that exit. Chaska now wipes it out to neutral ice. Shoot. Trying to fend off a forecheck, and she does. Sauter now looking for Carter. Carter able to collect momentarily off of her stick. Chaska now trying to come back the other way, but Shoot stands that play up with Morgan able to grab and tends it over to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, opportunity, winds, dangle, backhand, and that hits the side of the net. Chaska now regrouping and collecting back behind Sumet. Up the far boards, nice play there by Sauter to hold. Back to Shoot. Shoot will have one on. Misplays the puck. Backhand. Weary with a pad save. Misplayed that. Tried to stick it to the corner. Fortunate to get her pad on it. Fitzgerald now coming across neutral ice. 3-on-2. Nobody to the net. Forwards are getting off on a change, so she's got to buy some seconds. That puck will spit back to Shoot, who shoves it back into the corner. Morgan chasing. Back towards Shoot. Shoot pinching. Past her, and Chaska's off to the races. 1-on-4. Chaska off on a change, a little flip. That hits Sauter. Sauter trying to backhand it out of the zone, and she does. Chaska's now going to have to try to collect as Hoffman gets some speed into the zone. McGarvey touches that into the zone, and Hoffman's speed carried her almost all the way to the paint, and we'll have an offsides and a face-off with 3 seconds left in the power play. 10:18 left in the period. Hockey Day, Minnesota, live from Braemar. Puck loose at the dot. McGarvey wins that. Sweetser throws that back into the zone, collected by Chaska. Sweetser has to hold momentarily to get everybody on sides. That's going to spit back to McGarvey. McGarvey will now collect as she'll circle back near her own zone. Trying to get it off the boards to Heinmiller. Heinmiller gives it a whack. Chaska is able to get it out. Sweetser with a nice stick. Otherwise, Chaska had a 2-on-1. McGarvey throws it in. She'll get off on a change with Hoffman. Heinen and Carter and Forster will come on. Trying to catch Edina in a change. Sweetser punches that up to Forster. Forster with a nice turn up the boards. Heinen trying to collect. Beats one. Winds. Shot into the breadbasket. Juicy rebound. Comes back to Sweetser at the point. Sweetser into the opposite corner. Heinen chasing. Heinen gets a stick on it. Looking. Has to buy a few seconds. Bumped off the puck. Carter comes over to help out. Couple stabs at it. It's going to reach back near Williamson. Sweetser coming over to whack that back near the slot. Loose near the slot area, and Chaska able to backhand that near the point and out. They'll have a 2-on-2, and here comes Carter with some speed to negate that opportunity. That's past everybody, and that's going to be an ice if it reaches. Hands up, arms up. 8:55 remaining. We'll have a face-off deep in Edina's zone. Well, if you remember the first game, we outshot them something like 39-11. I believe the score was 3-1. We had multiple power play opportunities that game, so the shots were in our favor and the speed was in our favor that game too. Chaska did not have Audrey Nichols, who was just on the face-off, who came away with that near the slot. She would be one of their top goal scorers. Sauter intercepts. Sauter one-on-one hockey. Splits the D, and it just gets off her stick into the corner. Sauter chasing. Trying to get back to Morgan. Morgan hooked. Morgan just throws her stick like a matchstick into the corner. Backhand. Fitzgerald. That hits the side of the net. Rebounds back to Morgan. Morgan to Sauter. Sauter shot. Rebound. Loose. Another shot from Morgan, and that's wiped away to the corner. Nelson on a deep pinch. Nelson now over to Morgan. Morgan collects, spinning, still controlling. Wraparound attempt, hits traffic, and Cement will cover up with just over 8 minutes remaining here. First period of hockey. Not bad zone time there. Nelson and Sweester doing a really good job of pinching deep. And I think there's some emphasis on that, as well as there was harder forechecks and harder back checks. So keep an eye on a few things. Taylor doesn't tell me everything. I had to give her $5 to tell me what went on in that meeting. A Cement wipes that, and there's a rebound. Chaska able to get that out of trouble. I would say opportunity zone time to Edina this far. Chaska's had a few mini rushes that have resulted in a not really a hold your breath moment, but something that I'm sure the Chaska fans get a little excited about is we have a 2-on-1 with an aggressive back check. Heinen shot. She sticked off the puck. Nice deflection there. Heinen trying to control in the corner. She's bumped off the puck. Helfrich on a deep pinch. Chaska now looking to exit up the near boards, and they will. And they'll have a opportunity, and I thought that she might have tried to keep the puck, and that's a shot that goes wide. Wide and high as that rings around all the way near center ice. They'll play that back to the D. Nice sequence there. That pass would have connected here near the near boards, but the centerman just got their stick on it. Unsure of where that pass was intended. Heinen trying to dangle in the slot. Always a dangerous move, but able to get back to the point. Winds, and that's a juicy rebound. Weary did not do a good job of controlling that. Edina fortunate to get away with that one. Now, puck spits back to neutral ice. Chaska trying to go north with it. McGarvey trying to give it a few whacks. Forster picks it up. Looks for McGarvey. Decides to keep it and throw it away into the far boards. Nice play by Forster. Sweetster battling far board action. McGarvey hawking the play. Sweetster trying to punch it up. Carter trying to get a stick on it. Chaska with a whack at it. Forster now into the boards. Able to get there just in time, and that puck's going to go back into the corner. Nelson chasing. Nelson gives a stab at it. That sticks to the slot. Back to the point. Shot. Save. Another juicy rebound. And I'll tell you what, Weary looks shaky early. 3 rebounds.
Well, fortunate that they didn't have any people in front of them.
Very fortunate they didn't have anybody in front of the net. Nelson to Forster. Forster off the puck. Forster collects. Trying to get it out. Doesn't. Carter fighting. Carter says, I'll get this out. Yeah, Weary's up to the challenge on the saves. But have left a few very, very juicy pucks. Sauter now coming across neutral ice. Fitzgerald into the corner chasing. This is going to reach back to shoot. Shoot backhands that to the slot. Morgan takes a backhand attempt at it. Shot, that goes high. Fitzgerald back to the point. That's going to be chipped out where Sauter will have to collect. Look to Helfrich. Helfrich now up to Morgan. Morgan trying to enter. Over to Fitzgerald. Shoot, steps up, shot, and that just goes wide by about 2 feet. Rifle by Shoot. Shoot on the deep pinch. Shoves it back towards Morgan. Morgan trying to peel out the board, centering pass, added some traffic. Fitzgerald now touches to Morgan. Morgan bumped off the puck. Chaska now able to exit. And they'll throw that down the length of the ice, and we'll have the arm up with an icing with 4:17 remaining. Well, so far, Morgan has probably the most puck time. I think I see her getting some space and able to unleash one as Hoffman throws a low, hard shot that goes wide that rings around to the near boards. With Sweetser jumping up into the play, trying to touch it back to get it deep. Heinen gives a whack at it. That spits to Chaska. Chaska will now get it to neutral ice, but Hoffman with some nice speed to close on that. Heinen with a stab at it. Chaska throws it down the other way. It'll have to be played. Sweetser into the corner. Puts on the brakes. Has Hoffman. Hoffman trying to get Heinen just outside her reach. Chaska well positioned there to put that back into Edina zone with Williamson fighting on the near boards. Past her and Heinen. Sweetser now controlling back behind Weary. Trying to get it up to Hoffman. That's deflected. Has to take another attempt at it. To Heinen. To Heinmiller. Heinmiller now exiting. And we'll have another power play for Edina as soon as Chaska gets a touch, given that Edina doesn't put one home. Shoot. And Weary got off in a hurry. You like to see that. Nelson on a pinch. And Chaska does get the touch. 3:05 remaining. Into the first period. We'll have a minute and a half on the power play. Fitzgerald on the draw, wins that. Heads back to shoot. Back to Morgan. Morgan, back to shoot. Shoot, walking it in. Bumped off the puck. Chaska now trying to get it out. Sauter keeps it in. Sauter dances with it. Over to Morgan. Morgan winds, and that's deflected. Puck's loose in the slot, and that just goes through the paint into the corner. Fitzgerald now collecting all the way around to the far boards for Carter to grab. Carter, nice decision there. Quick off the puck, get it to shoot. Shoot over to Morgan. Back to shoot. Back to Morgan. Morgan, spot. Fitzgerald with a shot. That hit some traffic. Chaska now trying to get a controlled exit as they get across out of the zone into neutral ice. Sauter. Back to shoot. Nice grab by Morgan. Morgan entering. 36 left on the power play. Back to shoot. Shoot. Bumped out the puck. That reaches Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald now into the near board action. That's collected by Nick. Can't get the name on that, but it's going to be thrown in by Sauter. 20 seconds remaining here on the power play. McGarvey onto the ice. Morgan battling into the corner. Garvey coming over. Morgan, shot. That hits cement right in the face mask, and Karam's back behind the net. Centering pass, that goes through everybody. That's going to have to be played as Sweetser retrieves into the corner. Heinmiller and Shoot watching with McGarvey near the far dot. Sweetser chips it into the zone, hops a hawk stick, back near Heinmiller, past her. Williamson now back to collect. Williamson puts on the brakes, trying to get it up to Heinmiller. Heinmiller trying to muscle it out. Chaska throws it back in. Williamson trying to throw it back out. She does. Heinmiller now chasing. Heinmiller trying to fend her off. She's taking out the puck. Chaska coming away with it. They'll be able to exit. 57 seconds remaining here in the period as Heinen comes over to touch. Heinen now bumped off the puck. Chaska trying to get it into the zone. They finally do. Nelson back to retrieve behind Weary. Over to Heinmiller. Heinmiller's tired. Heinmiller will get off. That's what happens when you go Mach 60 to chase down some pucks as you're trying to create a scoring opportunity. Nelson back to retrieve. Nelson up to Carter. Carter entering. 17 remaining. Drop pass to Heinen. Heinen in the corner. Carter comes over to grab the loose puck. 10 seconds left in the period. First period hockey, 0-0 hockey game. We'll take a break. All right, so we're starting the second period. Now, Edina coming off a 5-0 loss to Minnetonka, right? They forgot about that. They're kids. But if you think about, the Minnetonka team, they have 31 wins. Did you realize 28 games that Minnetonka's played, they've allowed 1 goal or less? 18 shutouts. Well, yeah, 28 games, 1 goal or less. 18 shutouts. So that is obviously the team to beat this year. And I wouldn't say this game is slower than that game. Chaska's skating. They're coming out hard. We've had more opportunities now early than we had in that Tonka game as Morgan enters the zone. So it'll be interesting to see if one of our girls can get loose and Shoot's going to go to the box. If one of our girls can get loose in some space and figure out how to maybe shoot that puck hard and low. Like we've hit some face masks, we've hit some gut shots, but how just to get it and, try to surprise the goaltender a little bit. Because we're controlling the puck in those scoring areas. They're not the best angles, but that's where I think we might have some success here as we have to fight off a minute and a half. Williamson now behind Weary, trying to get it up the far boards near Forster. Nice job by Forster to touch that out as that gets across neutral ice. Eating up about 8 seconds, and Chaska throwing it the other way. It'll have to be played, and Williamson will have to repeat what she just did, and that's getting up either board, and that reaches a point. Swing and a miss, and McGarvey's going to have an opportunity here to beat one. McGarvey, forced wide. Shot deflected. Great back check by Chaska there. There's not too many girls that can match that speed and prevent that shot from getting on. Nice play by Nelson to throw it back. We'll take an icing. Hey, good hustle. Good hustle. So we got 30 seconds left in the power play. Nothing going so far for Chaska. Williamson's done a nice job and her 2 opportunities that she's had to get that out of trouble. Forster had a great touch out of his own. Nelson's had a couple nice plays near neutral ice. Let's see if Chaska can take advantage of that as they win the face-off here with a shot, and that's the shot I'm talking about, just like a little low, hard one.
Right. Oh.
And Weary comes up big and sees that the whole way and watches that hit the back of the mitt. .20 left on the power play. Face-off, controlled by Chaska again as they get in the slot. Carter doing a nice job to get a stick on it, so that puck fell to the corner. Helfrich now trying to collect. Helfrich trying to fight off 2. Throws it near the corner, picked off by Chaska. Back to the point. Shot. That's collected by Helfrich again. She sticked off the puck. Chaska can't get it deep enough. Hoffman waiting for it. Hoffman will have one-on-one hockey in the front yard. Hoffman winds. Shot! Another face mask. In basketball, when you dunk all over somebody, it's called a facial. We've served up about 3 or 4 facials today to the goaltender from Chaska, just rifling that rubber off the mask as they hold near the point. Shoot, nice block there. Nelson now trying to exit. Nelson bumped off the puck. Chaska trying to collect. They do. Dangle, shot, that goes wide. Nelson all the way back behind the net to Shoot. Shoot looking for Hoffman, looks her off, she comes across neutral ice. 2 on Shoot, has to drop it to Hoffman. Hoffman backhand, not enough on that. Chaska coming back the other way. Nice play by Williamson to stand that play up.
Williamson's had some key.
Yeah, I think Peter said earlier, it's like when you get that puck, you got to shove that thing down there. Like, if you don't get enough on it, the girls are too fast or too good. That's when they're going to be able to come back the other way with it, as Williamson does a nice job holding, and Morgan now fighting near boards. She fights off a check, back to Williamson. Williamson with a shot, and that's a great shot. Hard low. Good save too, yep. Textbook save, but Not the rebound that we want, but very tough to control, but the goaltender did a nice job of controlling that to the corner. So Edina's got a face-off here in the zone with 11:17 remaining. We've got Shoot and Helfrich, two girls capable to bring a lot of heat from the blue line area. So if you combine that with our player who wins most of our face-offs, lines up pretty well. Face-off controlled by Edina momentarily, and now Morgan will try to collect in the corner. Morgan trying to get it to the slot area, but that hits a skate. Clearing attempt. That's held by Helfrich. Back to Morgan. Morgan now operating. That just goes past some traffic. Helfrich with the hold. Throws that out of the zone to Shoot. Shoot has to regroup back neutral ice. Little backhand flip to Sauter. Sauter enters. Sauter gets it deep. Morgan trying to collect. She's got to fight off too. That spits back to Sauter. Sauter to the slot. Backhand. Into the corner for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald dropping it to Morgan. Morgan back to Fitzgerald. Get up! Good battle there. Nice hold by Shoot. Nelson dumps him back into the corner. And we'll have an icing. We'll have a face-off down in the Edina zone. I didn't think that was icing, but they called it, so it was. Just over 10 remaining here in the second period. Face-off to Chaska. Nice play by Forster. Heck of a play by Forster. She not only gets her off the puck, but gets it down in the zone without an ice. And now we got to be careful. And they're going to miss that one, but that's probably 1 for 1. They missed one early on Fitzgerald. So in my book, things are even from the officiating missed call standpoint. Edina, of course, have been on the advantage 2 power plays thus far, have not been able to capitalize. Nice play by Sweetser to get over there. We'll have an offsides as number 15 for Chaska was unable to get back. So we're kind of back to that point where it's just been a little difficult getting that puck in the back in the net. Right, I got to remember, see that Tonka game, before that, was that the Maple Grove game? Yeah, it was, right? So we put it back in the net, 5 times that game. We had a tough time scoring against Chaska the first time we played them. We outshot them 40-10 or whatever we said earlier. We got 3. I can't remember if one was an empty netter or not. I don't believe so. Chaska does not have the record that most people are admiring this year, but they do have the skaters to make it very difficult. They played Tonka to a very close game earlier in the season where it was 1-1 late, and with Tonka's firepower.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I watched it. I paid $149 for Minnesota Hockey TV. I had nothing going on at night. The Shark Tank was a rerun, so I said, you know what, I'll watch a game. And yeah, I mean,
Shark Tank was a
it was this guy that had this contraption. You remember the waterbed? Like, it wasn't a waterbed, but it was kind of a waterbed, and he didn't get an investment. But anyways, yeah, it was. I mean, it was way early in the season, but it wasn't surprising that they were making it difficult, on a very good Minnetonka team in Minnetonka to, put some points on the board. Sweetser does a nice job, and that's a great stick by her. Sweetser now trying to collect. Chaska trying to get it to the slot. Nelson now chasing in the corner. Nice job by Nelson to get her off the puck. Nelson now far boards. Heinen trying to get there. Heinen in support. Heinen trying to get it back near Heinmiller. And we've got an all-important puck battle into the corner there. Heinen now looking to Hoffman. Hoffman should be able to win this race, and she does. Just in the nick of time, Chaska gets a stick. Hoffman controlling. She's bumped off the puck, and again, that's got to be a call if it's not. It is. Late whistle. But we'll have an interference, I believe, with just over 8 remaining. Yeah, and Chaska's going to be a very tough team to get loose on. I mean, what do they have? What do they have? 10, 12 skaters? They can all skate. They're all very good skaters. 4 of them go to breakaway. You know, they're all hockey players, you know, / athletes. So, you know, the hockey IQ is there. The speed is there. They won, bulk of this group won 30 games last year as 10As. So, not to say we can't, but you know, we won't have the opportunity to say, you know, we would have against, say, Proctor Hermantown or, you know, somebody like that with a similar record. Man, that's going to be an icing with just over 7.5 remaining. Yeah, so when you look at quality of teams, you know, you play in Eden Prairie, for example. You know, that's not Chaska. I mean, Eden Prairie's got a few nice skaters, but, you know, we look really good against Eden Prairie. Chaska, we're going to have to play really good. You know, it's 2 different things. That's a nice quick shot by Morgan that just goes wide. Now, looking good and playing good, you know, you'd like both, but this is a game where we're just going to have to play really well in some really key moments of this hockey game. Power plays being one of them as we're on our 3rd. Shoot now, back into the corner for Morgan. Morgan trying to get past one. She does. Cut off. Shoot it. Oh, see, that's where I just like that. Shot, rebound, loose. That's why I just like that one hard step from Morgan. Just one little tiny burst and take that snipe. She had a ton of ice. Again, I'm up here skating at a Squirt B1 level. Who am I to talk, right? But I want a goal. And I think Fitzgerald does too. Fitzgerald now looking to Sauter. That's taken away. She decides to keep it low. And that's a centering pass / shot. And Chaska's going to have an opportunity as they're just coming out from a penalty. But it was like Bambi on skates. She just couldn't get going. Weary shoves that back behind. What's going to look like? Kind of look like somebody, you know. Yeah, just so excited. Plus she'd been sitting for like last minute and a half. Weary sticks that back behind the net. Backhand attempt. It's wiped away by Shoot. Shoot up to Morgan. Morgan dumps that deep. Pass Shoot. Shoot with a nice play to get it back in the area of Sauter. Sauter trying to hit Heinmiller. Heinmiller over to McGarvey. McGarvey bumped off the puck, but regathers behind the net. Little fluttering puck goes back into the far corner. Heinmiller getting there first. She's trying to fight off 2. Heinmiller 110 pounds. Those 2 Hawks 493 pounds. But Heinmiller comes away with it. It's a quick shot.
67.
Yeah, I mean she was outweighed by about 5-1 there, and still was able to get Edina with the puck control in the area when she was fighting. So. Five minutes remain here in the second period. Chaska looking for a little stretch, but that wasn't identified soon enough. Nelson now picks it up, trying to throw it deep. Chaska throws it back down to the other end. We'll have an icing with 4:48 remaining. Yeah, if there was girls tackle football, I would love Heinmiller as a running back. I mean, just hitting those holes with, like a little Barry Sanders or Maurice Claret with those kegs for legs. It'd be so fun. Can you imagine trying to wrap up Heinmiller? Just running behind Sweetser and Shoot and Nelson and Helfrich. Shot, and it's off the pad. Yeah, that's a good shot. I like that shot.
So, this goalie is
good goal. Yeah, she's a good goalie. Yeah, great goalie. Yep, plays a lot of goalie. Plays a lot of summer hockey. Plays a lot of 3-on-3. Every youth hockey hub tournament she's in. She's invested, no doubt. Nelson comes over and wipes her off the puck. Nice play there. Trying to get into the slot. Weir, you got to get down. Shot. Juicy rebound. See, those have got to be stick to the corner, right? When we're watching the Burnsville, we're making comments about, hey, textbook save, this or that. That's what I can't wait to see what she works on in the summer, because next year and the year after that, and the years after that, it's going to be crucial. 2-on-2 hockey, shoot, one to beat, beats her. Centering pass, hits some traffic. Chaska's going to have an opportunity, but that's before Helfrich comes in and rifles one back into the corner and ricochets to the near boards. Sauter now collecting. Sauter, little dangle. Gets it into the corner, and you know what? She's a good enough goaltender, obviously, where, you know, Sauter knows that probably, and a shot there wouldn't result in anything fruitful, so
They gotta pick a corner.
yeah, it's going to be you know, corner, or it's going to be, you know, a dirty one. Or, you know,
What do you think the shots are now?
oh, the shots have got to be, you know, maybe, you know, 20, 23 to 8.
Yes.
And Fitzgerald takes her eyes away, but just not on net. And if you watch Fitzgerald there, I mean, she's right where she should be. I mean, she's right where Ellie Chapman is, you know, on that varsity hockey team. I mean, she plants herself there. So it's good. I mean, not only do you have to forecheck, back check, all that good stuff, and Sauter throws it to the paint, and that's covered up. But at this time in the season, if we don't have multiple girls at different times identifying when to get to that and fighting that paint, then is that on the girls? Is that on the parents? Because I tell you what, if Taylor came home and she wasn't doing that as a forward, we'd sign up for pickleball. No, I mean, it's just, in Fitzgerald, like the last 3 or 4 games, I mean, it's obvious. Nelson steps in. Nelson backhands that in the corner. I mean, it's just obvious that Fitzgerald is conscientiously trying to do that, and especially in a game like this, where you're going to need something off a skate. Too late. Almost had Forster. Nice job by Carter to come back. Yeah, you're going to need, you know, one of the girls in that paint for a puck to go off their shin pad or skate or. And Chaska's loose. Shot off the face mask. Rebound. Still loose. Back behind the net. Wraparound attempt coming. That's wiped away by Hoffman. I like those low, hard shots right there. Low, quick, hard shots. I don't know why so many girls love that face mask area. Sweetser with a nice stick to poke that into the corner. Chaska centering pass that flutters, hits a skate of a Chaska skater on purpose. I think that was a nice play from a forward as we have a minute left. Heinen off the boards, asking Hoffman to give a little bit of a chase. Back behind the netminder. Centering pass into Cement. That's deflected into the corner with 45 remaining. Wide. Again, low. Low. They don't need to be 2 or 3 feet over the net. Get a low one. Make her prove that she can control rebounds all game long. We know she can see him at eye level. Can she see one cruising by a skate 10 feet away? Morgan fighting off 2. Sauter's got to come over and help out. She does. Sauter now giving herself some time. Back to Morgan. Morgan looking for a centering pass. That hits traffic back into the near corner. 5 seconds left. And they won't be able to get a shot off, and that'll do it.
Usually it's
Puck drop, back to Nelson, nothing to shoot, has to go up to Sauter. Sauter collects, dumps it, and that is a good sequence there. Because you're going to have our best girls that can dig the puck out of the corner and control it in Fitzgerald and Morgan. And Fitzgerald controls, taking off the puck, Morgan trying to collect, Morgan trying to control, taking off the puck, Chaska now coming back the other way, they'll have a 2-on-2. Nelson wipes that to the corner. Fitzgerald trying to come away with it. Chaska centering pass. That's going to go through everybody, and they'll have to regroup near neutral ice. Neutral ice, center ice, center ice. And I should say McGarvey too. McGarvey's certainly one of our playmakers that has the ability. Nelson into the corner. Back to the point. Williamson shoves that back into the corner. McGarvey now trying to collect. Pinched up against the boards, escapes that. Carter coming over. Well, I tell you what, our girls certainly are getting a lot deeper this game from the D position. You know, Colby, Sweetster early. Seen Nelson do it a few times. I'm sure I'm missing, I'm sure Helfrich has. Sweetser there again, jumping up into the play. It's not bad, it only took the 30th game. Right? You know, for our D to understand, it's like, hey, listen, I mean, it's like at the 10 level, like you can gamify it. You can get away with a lot of D to D end rushes from the U10s. At the 12 level, I mean, those breakout passes, you know, coming through the center of the ice, you know, aren't there a lot of times yet with the average teams. So you do have to try to gamify it if you can. Shoot now has 2 on. Turns 2 on to no on. Gets across, looking for a quick shot. And rebound, and that's save. Heimiller collects and couldn't get enough on it as he juggled it. Otherwise, Heimiller would have had a golden opportunity. Well, Submet didn't see that till it hit her. And that was Shoot getting into some space a little bit, shooting through a tiny bit of traffic.
Chaska boys got excited about that.
Well, they should get excited about that. I mean, it was a hard shot. She did not see that till it hit her. And it was a great job by Allison to just buy herself a little bit of time. And we almost had one. 2 solid shots, and then Heimiller, if she would have grabbed that, she would have, I think, went right corner on it. 12 minutes remaining here in the third period. Fitzgerald into the zone, out of the zone, cross neutral ice, juggles it a bit, gets it back over to Sweetster. Sweetster now into the zone. God dang. Morgan centering pass, that's deflected. Nelson tries to hold it and just out. Let's go. Hey, look for some opportunities. Here we go. Fitzgerald, Sauter, Morgan, Sweetser, Nelson. Puck loose at the dot. Chaska comes away with it. That's before Sauter is able to take it right back and trying to get it up to Morgan. Morgan trying to get it deep. That's deflected off a Chaska stick. With her skate, she drags it to her stick. Gets it over to Fitzgerald and just past her. Sauter able to wind. Morgan with a shot. Rebound. Back to Sweetser. Sweetser fans on the shot. Chaska now able to get it out. Nelson up to Morgan. Now!
Nice.
That goes way high, off the plexiglass into the near boards. Nelson goes high off the glass, trying to get it near the point. Sauter trying to whack it out. Chaska keeps it back in. Pressure from Chaska. Winds, shot deflected high. Nice save by Weary. That's what I'm talking about. Get that to the corner, and she did. And now you get that. So now you get a little bit of a battle. You get the team able to breathe a little bit because they've been under a little bit of pressure. And it starts with that good save that's escorted into the corner, and that goes high. Target practice here the last 40 seconds from Chaska. Low shot. That's added to the near boards. Chaska fans with a big round of applause as their girls have looked like the better team the last minute and a half. Weary MVP so far? Yeah, I guess. I mean, she hasn't let one in. You know, that's about all you can write home about right now. Williamson dumps into the corner. McGarvey collects. Pushed up against the boards. Escapes that. Centering pass. Nobody's there. McGarvey's the center. Center's got to fill when McGarvey's into the corner. Over to Hoffman. Hoffman turns. Winds. And it's a shot slash pass that just went off Forster's stick. Forster now throws that into the far corner. Nice pinch there by Williamson. Forces Chaska to have to go back behind the netminder. That's past Sweetster. Hoffman now back in support. Sweetster trying to throw it back into the zone, taken away. Chaska now coming across into the zone with an opportunity. Halfrich comes away with it. Trying to get it out, she does, and that'll hit a shin pad and ricochet back into the zone with 8:39 remaining.
So what do you think is wrong with the ice? Like what's...
I don't know what's wrong with the ice. I know that these girls need to start maybe listening to some Rage Against the Machine between periods. Well, I used to listen to it like back in the day. It came on my Apple radio yesterday. I'm like, oh, I remember that song. Nelson over to Hoffman.
Get to the middle.
Hoffman. Shot right into the gut. Back to shoot. Shoot. Spins to Hyan Miller. Shot, not enough on it. I think it was deflected too. We can get a face-off one back here. If the D can just hesitate a second and either get it back to the low threat or have somebody crash. Just over 8. Every minute's crucial, but the face-off into the zones, our top line on it's a crucial time, and that's going to be an icing call. Hey, walk that in and rip it. Well, trying to, if you have space, walk it in a bit. Don't need to be shooting back from the blue line. If you have time, face off one by Chaska, and that's on net. Rebound, and that just goes through the paint as that was misplayed. Fitzgerald with some ices that are taking away the D. Morgan backhand, loose again. Nelson wipes that back near Morgan. Yeah, and the cool thing is with them taking away the D, with Morgan and Fitzgerald and Sauter able to operate like they can, as they're doing right now, and they get a goal! And it's a dirty one, it's filthy, it smells, but we'll take it.
Morgan got it?
I think Morgan got it.
Or Fitzy?
I'll give since I critique my daughter quite a bit, I'll give her a little bit of credit on that hold. getting up,
yeah.
but then I will give probably the coaches credit who've been telling these girls to, hey, listen, get that puck. That's your puck to get as much as it is someone getting out of the zone. So I'm not going to give her credit. I will give the coaches credit because I'm sure that's not something that she maybe identified on her own. She did, but when there's an emphasis, reward what's done, and what's done is rewarded, right? Chaska with a shot, and that's to the breadbasket. When I used to do a lot of consulting, you know, I'd talk to these coaches and these youth basketball teams, and I would say, hey, number one thing is like, when a kid listens to you, thank them. Thank you for listening. Reward them, right? If you reward what's done will be rewarded. You know, and so if they're talking to the girls about different things to do this game, man, is that fun. Because that's actually what you want to see. You want the girls to be able to take direction and get better and improve and develop. A long ways to go before a lot of these girls, you know, play at a varsity level. As Hoffman gets in deep. Chaska now will have to have a little bit more urgency in their step as they're down a goal. Nice play by Helfrich as Dangle tried to get through her skates, and that's a nice play by Weary to get out of the scoring zone, but Chaska comes in the center position and whacks that back into the far corner. Great play by Hoffman as she's able to chip it out. She tries to get past one more, and bouncing puck didn't allow that to get into the zone of Chaska. Helfrich touches up to Heinmiller. Just a little past her. Helfrich has got to do it again. Helfrich gets it out, and we'll have an offsides with just over 6 minutes remaining. Yeah, I had a coach that would always thank me. He's like, hey, thank you for listening to me. You know, if it was during the game or after the game. And you know,
powerful stuff.
It can be. I mean, I don't remember like feeling awesome about it, but I do remember I had one coach. I do remember one coach always. Yeah, I do remember one coach always. Hey, thank you for listening. After he would say I sucked or I did something great, and it was almost like overkill. I'm like, yeah, dude, I got it. You're welcome, right?
But you're still reciting.
I thought, yeah, I think. Thank you for working hard. Thank you for doing what we asked you to do today. That was different than we've done in the past. We appreciate it. It's like you've been a sales leader, and if you show
sales manager.
In a sales manager, yeah. If you show gratitude.
Almost every week. Thanks for what you're doing.
Thanks for what you're doing. Thanks for listening.
Every day. Yep. And I started to do it with my team.
And that's loose, but it's going to be covered up with a little late whistle there with 5:20 remaining. Yeah, I mean it's so hard. I mean, whether you're coaching third grade girls basketball team or Division I team, Lindsay Whalen said when she played, she never talked to her coach, rarely. And now these kids want weekly meetings with her. They want the communication at a different level because of what they're used to with social media and everything. So she's like, yeah, things change. I mean, you either change with the times or the times will change you. Morgan looking to change something else as she throws a puck hard into the breadbasket, and that's covered up. Yeah, I had a yeller, ninth grade. I mean, he was just yelling, and motivate, let's go, come on, and then I've had the opposite too. I mean, both work. If you want to be there and they want you to be there, and your common goal is to get better and win, then what more do you want? McGarvey now chasing up to Forster into her skates. Sweets are back to collect. We've got 4.5 remaining here. Looking to go back behind Nelson. Nelson back to Sweetster. Chaska with a little dangle. Shot, and that goes wide. Chaska with some pressure. Nelson up to Forster. Forster muscles that out, and we'll have an offsides. Was able to catch that and do something. What a hard-fought hockey game today. Nothing easy. There hasn't been an easy puck battle. There hasn't been an easy goal. A lot of the saves haven't been easy. Chaska enters. Nice play by Heinen to come back. Nice play by Weary to get that puck to the side. Chaska now with an opportunity as they get near the slot. Couple poke checks at it. Chaska with the hold. Heinmiller coming over. Nice job by Heinmiller to muscle her off the puck. Tell them where you're from, Bryn. Nice play by Weary. Escorts that right over to Williamson. Allows Williamson to control a bit. Halfrich in great position there. Halfrich now up to Heinmiller. Heinmiller has one or two to choose from. Chooses Heinen. She's taken out the puck. She had Heinen or Hoffman. Halfrich tries to touch it up. Heinmiller's got to help her out a bit and get that to neutral ice with 3 minutes remaining here in this hockey game. Halfrich passes over to Hoffman. Hoffman touches it into the zone like a pro to negate the ice, so there's some fresh legs able to come on. Chaska now trying to get across with some speed. Morgan read that the whole way like Harrison Smith. Morgan now into the zone, winds, and that's again high. Rebound to the slot. Morgan trying to shove it home, and she does. And it's almost like an alley-oop off the glass, right? Throw it off to yourself, flush it home. High, hard shot off the plexiglass. Falls to Sauter, gets back to Morgan, and Morgan throws it home for a 2-0 lead. 2:40 remaining, and Morgan has now taken over the MVP conversation. Not that that matters. I mean, it does, but we want to win. We want to win today, and we want to set the tone as far as how we're going to play again tomorrow against a very tough Mankato team who's played well of late. They've racked up a number of wins in their last 15 games. They had us 3-0 down there, so they're certainly confident that they're going to be able to come up here and play with us, if not end their weekend on a high note. That hits a chest protector. Sauter now back at behind the net. Chaska now trying to get it out of the zone. Sauter throws it deep. Minute 44 remaining. Nice play by Nelson to fend her off. That's it, Taylor. The only thing she could have done better would be not to throw that down the length of the ice, but I'm sure she was panicking a bit. But she used her body very well there to shield that. I believe that might have been Nichols as Chaska's pulled the goaltender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we've got 7 on the ice because there might be a water bottle or something back in the zone of Chaska. We've got a minute and a half left in the game. 7 minutes on the clock as far as ice time, so we should be okay there. 6-on-5 hockey. Shot wide. Chaska trying to collect back behind the net. McGarvey comes over and takes it away and shoves that to the far boards. McGarvey, nice job getting it out. Chaska trying to collect in their own zone. Just over a minute remaining. Nice play there by Carter. Every second matters. Chaska now able to control. Takes a shot, deflected.
Oh my God.
Weary throws that to the slot.
Oh my
Shot.
gosh.
That hits Weary in the waffle. She throws that down back to the ice. Centering pass, swing and a miss from a Hawk as that goes to the far boards with 40 seconds remaining. Back to the point. Not enough on it. It's going to allow McGarvey to get an exit. She does. Chaska will throw it back in, and they'll wave off offsides and keep playing with 29 remaining. And with 23 seconds, we'll have an offsides, and Chaska will keep their net empty. Well, if things stay the way they stay, I mean, it's a dirty win, right? I mean, it's a grinded out win.
Yeah.
But we will have our 14th game, I believe, of 1 goal or less allowed. So it's, not the 28th. Does it? Better? Pinching?